Oh shit. I didn't ask him which lane he is. Okay, that's his name. Forever. What's the highest quality he has? This is so blurry. Wait, what the fuck is going on here? The fuck was that? What's his secondary? Okay, so this guy he's worried about the fact that Yasuo has no mana, so he wants to make sure he has some mana to fight back, so I'm guessing he's going, yeah. His main concern is making sure he has mana for lane phase. That was attractive. I think I just burped a bit. Oh, let's see what it is right here. Does he do a push for level 2? If he doesn't Q right now very soon, he's ready fucking up. Okay, so he does eventually do it, but in all honesty, your first instinct should be as fast as possible. The Q, in the autos. Now, what happens when you, well, level 1 is a lot like a race, and where you want to try to get the biggest advantage as possible before level 2. And the thing is, by waiting so long to throw in your Q, you basically put it at an even longer cooldown. Basically, the way you win lane phase as Orianna is by efficiently spamming your Q as many times as humanly possible. And what I mean by that is, let's say you have Q up at level 1 and you walk up to the Yasuo. If you wait 3 seconds to use Q, that means your Q is now on a 7-second cooldown. If you wait 4 seconds, 8 seconds. If you wait 10 seconds, 14 seconds. Basically, the longer you wait to use Q, you're putting your Q on an even longer cooldown. But if you walked up to Yasuo, immediately Q, then think of it, it's only a 4-second cooldown now. You're quite literally increasing the cooldown on your Q by not pressing Q, which sounds weird. But look at it like this. If your goal is to get Yasuo as low as possible, since he's a melee, before level 2, you want to try to get him down to, like, let's say 60% health. That's not going to be possible if you're not spamming your Q. Like, you actually have to look to spam here. Yeah, you have to take advantage of your range, and you have to, like, really make them feel to hurt. You have to really contest against these minions. You can't really let them get anything for free. So, another good example would be Lux. Let's say Lux gets E or even just a stun level 1. Doesn't matter, as long as she gets one of those 2 abilities. The longer the Lux waits to do something, the higher health her opponent is going to be by level 2. And it's the exact same logic here. Does everybody in chat understand what I'm saying? Like, wait, does everybody get this concept? Like, the longer you wait to do something level 1, the higher health they're going to be by level 2. Do we understand how this is essentially throwing the lane? And you don't want to be in this situation because in this matchup specifically, in every mana versus non-mana matchup, any mage who's facing Akali, who's facing Vladimir, Yasuo, Zed, the matchup only gets worse the longer it goes on. It only gets worse the longer it goes on. And the reason for this is because you're going to be losing mana naturally as the lane goes on. You're just naturally going to be losing mana. At the same time, not just the mana, but they're also going to be becoming more powerful as they all in. They're going to hurt you more. They can spam more than you can. They have more to do. Especially in Yasuo's case, where he can just EQ you on forever, and there's almost nothing you can do about it. And once he gets level 6, he becomes a very scary champion, especially if the player is good. But the other problem here is Yasuo is Yasuo's not a hard champion to play on a basic level. I talked about this with Senji before, and it goes like this. You have two types of champions in this game. You have champions with hard starter, easy master, and then champions with easy starter, hard master. And what this means is how easy it is to play a champion while being new at it. Yasuo is actually very easy to play while being new at him. And that's because his toolkit is just so forgiving on a basic level. He's very hard to master, but to play him at a very basic level is not hard. And so, even if it's a bad Yasuo player, this guy can easily shred you to pieces if you fuck up. Just because Yasuo on a very basic level is not hard to pull off. So, our goal here, level 1, is we want to hit as many Qs as possible, and by waiting so long to produce the first Q, you basically let him have more health by level 2. And that's bad for you, because once he's level 2, he's going to start abusing you. Well, he should. Wasted Q. Next flaw. Why does he get that minion for free? Like, why does he actually get this minion for free? Also, naturally, you guys are gonna notice I'm gonna be, like, doing better content for this video than I was with the last guy. This is personally a comfort thing I'm trying to fix. It's easier for me to do VODs by myself than it is with people. I don't know. I think I'm a little bit shy or something. But, once again, like, why does he get that minion for free? When he walks that minion, you should be walking to him, Fred into auto attack, Fred into Q. Like, why does he get to do this for free? Level 1 is your time to shine. Like, why does he get to do this for free? Why are we doing that? Like, why are we wasting abilities? Why are we wasting our mana pool? We already clarified that as one of the problems we're going to have in this matchup is we have mana, Yasuo doesn't. He doesn't run out of fuel. We do. If we're wasting abilities like this, it's two things. First off, remember the level 1 to level 2 concept. We want to hurt him as much as possible before he's level 2. So now by wasting Q, we now don't get to hurt him that much. If you were a challenger Ori player, this Yasuo would be 60% health by now. That is how much damage you're missing. If you were a challenger Orianna, this guy would be at 60% health. And you don't have to do crazy things to get him to go to 60% health. All you have to do to get him to 60% health is weave in your autos. Watch him contest for this minion. Look what he's going to do right now. So I'm going to turn on a little pen thing right now. He's going to go to this minion. That's his goal right now. He wants this. This is what he wants. So your goal as Ori is you should be watching him. You should... Okay, so we're going to switch back to the little line. You should be watching him. And you should push up. And then boom, you get this ball to go here, and then you do some auto attacks on him. Pew pew. He should not be allowed to walk to this minion for free. If you let him walk to this minion for free, I'll be very disappointed. Okay, yes, you did punish him for walking to the minion. That's good. Okay, so there was actually a flaw here in this specific situation. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. And I'm gonna point out right now what happens. You do not need to walk forward here. This is how far you need to walk up. You only need to go up to here, because the thing is, Yasuo's gonna walk to you. He wants to fight you right now. He wants this, and he wants you. He wants these two things. Like, you need to keep track. You need to keep better track of main health bars. Like, this is stuff you need to be paying attention towards. Like, you need to pay attention to these things, because that's what Yasuo's looking at. Yasuo's looking at minion health bars, and he's looking at you. So, if we know that Yasuo's going to do one of these possibilities, he's either going to go up to here, or he's going to go to this or this, then all we need to do is we just need to stand in this line right here. We never need to go past it. We never need to go past this line, and we're in range to harass him. Because I know Orianna range. If you're in any point of this line, you can easily just go QW. We do not need to walk forward here. But then you're gonna cross this line right now. Well, and now you see, you quite literally crossed this line. So now what's gonna happen? Look what's gonna boop, boop. Actually, let's do a different line color so you can see this better. We're gonna use yellow. This is gonna aggro onto you. This is gonna aggro onto you. This is gonna aggro onto you. And then Yasuo's gonna go on. So now you're in a 4 versus 1 situation. Because these minions are doing this. These are things you gotta pay attention to. You did not need to cross this line. By crossing this line, the minion wave is now aggroing against you. And Yasuo's now gonna go in on you. And you're gonna lose a bunch of health that you didn't need to lose. If Yasuo was better, he would have just EQ'd onto you. And you would have lost a lot of health. This only comes out fine because Yasuo is bad. If you were facing a good Yasuo player, this would actually have been so painful. Once again, we're missing the cues. Watch his head movement. I'm going to teach you how to land skill shots better. Okay, so this is what he's going to do right now. What is Yasuo's focus right here? Yasuo's focus is going to be right here. But at the same time, if Yasuo's good, he's going to pay attention to this. He's going to pay attention to this. And so, for logical conclusion, if you do this, Yasuo's going to do this. So what you should do is what you should do right now in this alternate timeline is you're going to change the order of events. So you're going to be the blue line. You're going to be blue line. You're going to walk forward. Yasuo instinctively is going to do this. And then now, you get to focus on these minions. Hold on, let me fix the color. You now get to focus onto these minions. And you just wait. Because as Yasuo walks back to here, as Yasuo walks back, that's when you get to free Q. That's when you get to do this. So, this is going to be Yasuo's first movement. And this is going to be Yasuo's second movement. This is going to be your first movement. This is going to be your second movement. So first, Yasuo goes right. First, you go right. You contest minion waves. And then as Yasuo walks back to lane, that's when you punish him with the power ball. Does this make sense to everybody? If this doesn't make sense, somebody please say so and I'll re-explain it. The way is think about the order of events and how things are going to play out. So where you fuck up is you're going to make the power ball your 1, and then Yasuo's going to do his 1, and you miss. See? So your fuck up was you did it like this. You made this your 1, and you still made this your 1, but you also did his 1, and so he gets to live. And now he's gonna walk back. See? That's the exact drew it out. So there's no reason for you to make your number 1 the power ball when we know Yasuo's gonna move right. You gotta get in. League of Legends is a bit like a fighting game. You gotta get in your opponent's head. You gotta learn to read these scenes. You gotta learn to read the movements. You don't need a. This was actually good management of minion wave. Once again, we're not thinking about the movements. We're not thinking about the actual order and how things are going to play out. So what's going to happen right here? So, throughout Yasuo, Yasuo's going to approach right here. That's going to be Yasuo's 1. And then, Yasuo's going to try to contest you for these minion waves. So then, Yasuo's 2. This is going to be Yasuo's 2. And know that this is going to be Yasuo's 2. This is what we should do. Hold on. This is exactly what we should do. Always been super jealous how LS can just draw it out in like seconds. So we're going to form this line. And we're not going to pass it. And we might even move a little bit back. And so if we're staying over here, by the time so this is gonna be R1. By the time Yasuo goes over here, we get to do this, and then we get to throw our power ball like this, and that's gonna be R2. But you're gonna skip this, and you're gonna miss out on the match. So let's watch what you do. See? What is Yasuo's 2? His 2 is just going, he's going in. Well, it's actually not his 2, it's actually his 3. Well, actually, it's still his 2, because he's still going in. So you skipped your 1, and you went immediately to 2, and because you skipped your 1, he gets to do this trade. So watch this out. Right? He's going forward. He's in his 1. And he goes this 2. See? This was his 2. You should be already standing over here. You should already be over here. So I'm gonna replay this so you can actually see it and perfectly in the picture. His 1, his 2, and then this should be your 1. This should be your 2. You should already be standing over here. If you were standing over here, you would not be hit, and you would get to punish him with QW. And that's the big thing I want you to take out of this video. Like, I'm not even, like most people, they would be at like 10 minutes, 15 minutes right now. I'm just explaining to you the levels 1 and the level 2. Like, I could probably go longer into this session, but I'm already breaking down what's wrong with your lane mechanics. What's wrong with your lane mechanics is you're not viewing this like a fighting game. You need to look at it, especially when you're facing somebody like Yasuo or Riven. League of Legends turns into a fighting game. It really does turn into a fighting game. And when you're doing these fighting game type matchups, you need to learn to read the movements of what they're going to do. Like, you need to learn to read the minion waves and like how these things are going to work out. So I'm going to probably do one more breakdown of what's going to happen, and then I'm going to close out this VOD. Because we've already determined of what your biggest problem is right now. You're not thinking about the 1 to 2. So, and what is the 1 and what is the 2 and what is the 3? Okay, so we're going to break this down for everybody. Because I feel like this is like a confusing concept that not many people talk about so much. So number 1. Step 1 is always the setup. Step 1 is always the setup. And so when you're doing the setup, you want to think about the following things. Like, where is the minion wave? What does my opponent want to do? So then, the setup should be about preparing for your opponent's 2. Okay? Preparing for your opponent's 2. That's our step 1. I'm gonna block screen this. And then let's delete this. Oh no, I want that. Give that back. Wait, is it actually that big? Oh, I see what's going on. I actually can't get rid of it. So the setup. The setup is where the minion wave is, where does my opponent want to do, and how do I prepare for it? And then so what's the number 2 then? The number 2 is the action. So number 2 is preparing, performing the action, and understanding the action your opponent is going to make. So for example, number here, Yasuo wants to trade, so his 1 is going to be going in, his 2 is getting in range of the trade, his 3 is doing the trade. Everything is always in a 1-2-3. Sometimes there has to be a 1-2-4 if they're far range. So then, R2 will be getting in the proper spot when he is at 2. And then number 3 the payoff. Conducting the actual action when it's finally time. Yasuo is in range of our QW. We now perform the QW. And then there actually is a step 4, but normally the step 4 doesn't really matter too much to talk about because it's just instinct. Step 4 is the recovery. And what is recovery? Recovery is after we perform our actions and getting back and deciding if we need to pursue the offense or get back into a defensive position. And this is just how you need to view lane phase. This is a really better way to look at lane phase, where and the 1, 2, 3, and the 4, it's gonna change all the time, and it's gonna change literally every 10 seconds, sometimes every 6 seconds. And what high elo players is they can do the 1, 2, 3, 4 actions instinctively. They don't even have to think about it. It's just done. But for lower elo players, this is something you have to do consciously. This is something you have to think about every single moment. It's something you have to put actual conscious thought into it, because if you're not putting conscious thought into it, you're going to be missing out on a lot of opportunities. And that's really where your lane phase goes entirely wrong, just in the first 2 levels, where you're playing against this high offensive champion, and Yasuo is going to play offensive, and you're just not performing the correct actions and how to react to his offense, because you're not even thinking about his offense. Like, we broke down 2 or 3 different examples in where you completely fuck up your 1 and your 2, and because you fuck up your 1 and your 2, you miss out on more damage while taking damage. So, I'm going to close this out. I'm going back to the normal screen, and I'm probably going to break down probably one more play. Alright, so this is what's going to happen. Things he's going to look at. He's going to look at this. It's too thick. Gus is going to look at this. He's going to look at you. He's going to look at this. So he's going to try to do... He's going to walk forward a little bit. That's a square. That's not a line. So Gus is going to walk forward. And then he's going to do this. That's going to be his goal. Alternatively, so this is going to be... Actually, let's do this line. So he's going to do this. So this is his 1. This is his 2. So what we need to do sorry about this. So this is going to be our 1. It's going to be our 2. And this is going to be like our 2-3. And that's what should happen. Because unless you're bad, he's not going to EQ in, because if he EQs in, it's going to take too much damage. He shouldn't be doing that. Break this out in slow motion. Okay, so Yasuo is just his game plan. So, alternatively, we did say Yasuo could E right now. Because what I set up was a 50-50. So now, he did one part of it. He did his 1, but he changed his 2. And so this is why being reactive is really important. So, since you changed his 2, you should be in mindset right now. Since you moved forward first, and he actually, he's going to do this. So now our goal should we do this? That's how this should play out. Like, why are we going right? Like, why are we going right? Why do we go right here? Yasuo can keep going forward towards us, like, but here, let's say the trade goes bad, we want to go this way, but since we went this way, Yasuo can just chase us down continuously, and he gets to do so much damage. Like, why do we go right there? Like, look how much damage we take just by going right. So that's gonna be the video. That's gonna be the VOD. And your main source, your main problem right now is you're not breaking down the game in your head in a manner where you can decide what he's gonna do and just have a rough prediction how you should react. Like, your inability to have proper predictions and reactions is what's killing you right now. So that's gonna be the video right there. And the main content of this video is just to get everybody to understand reading your opponent and making sure you guys have a proper game plan and how you react to your opponent. You should always break it down to a 1 and a 2. And if you can break it down to a 1 and 2, if you can decide what their number 2 is, you should have your number 1, your number 2 planned accordingly, and then you can punish them way easier. And this is just how you do defensive 1 and 2. There's also offensive 1 and 2. So if you're doing offensive 1 and 2s, then you should have a proper understanding of what their reactions are going to be in their defensive form. And I hope this makes sense to everybody. I hope you found this specific video informative. If not, feel free to leave a comment. And